Yes, welcome to Tarot Tales. My name is Heather from Shadow and Shine,
My name is Kelsey from Soul Light Affirmations.
and we are so incredibly excited to have you guys here. Anyone who is tuning in, whether you're tuning in here and now live on YouTube or Spotify and all the other streaming platforms, we were trying to get those up and going last week, but Mercury is already
The
starting to do
shadow
its
period.
yes, it's starting to do its thing already. Even though um what is it? Today's 25th. Yes. So
Mhm.
later tonight it officially will be retrograde. So we're close enough. We are close enough here. That's all coming up in our astrology segment. But we tried to get that up and running last week, and I didn't realize that YouTube needed 12 to 24 hours to process all this.
We like to
So
talk. So, there was a lot of footage. And YouTube's like, I'm trying.
yeah, so now I know. I'm like, okay, I see. So hopefully this week on Friday. So we got a whole new system going here. So thank you for gritting and bearing with us, because
Yes.
we're trying to figure this all out too.
This podcast has
Um
been an adventure. Like, we're on episode 6.
6.
My
Yeah, and
goodness.
it's exciting, and it's a learning curve at the same time.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. This podcast has been excellent. But yeah, if you're new here, guys, like I said earlier, my name's Kelsey. I'm an intuitive guide. I work with tarot, oracle, energy, crystals. I kind of try to help people reconnect with their higher selves, their physical bodies, and their inner truth. So welcome back. Glad to meet you if you're new.
Yes, very exciting. I've got my computer over here on the side so I can kind of see what's going on in the chat, because it's easier than reading it up here because it's kind of
Mhm.
far away and the ring light and ugh. Um, Also, I'm going to be taking notes on the chapters of our
Oh.
podcast today, because sometimes when people tune in, maybe they are not interested in the astrology and they want to hear the collective card pull. Or maybe people are like, I don't want the card pull, I want the spiritual discussion. So that way, then you guys can just fast forward straight to the parts that you want to go to when you're tuning in, whether it's here or the other places.
That's a really good idea. Like little
Hmm.
timestamps, like kind of like you can fast forward because there's something for everybody here. If you're at all interested in the spiritual, there's something in here. And what are we covering? We usually we do like the collective card pull.
Yes.
Heather does the astrology of the week ahead. We do
Well,
our cosmic check in.
our big topic for the day, our spiritual topic of the day, which we'll get to later after we do a card pull and talk some astrology and everything. Our big topic of the day today is going to be, bring my little system over here, taking practical action versus waiting for signs.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Taken.
Yes.
And I love the
Very
adventure we've taken, like from awakening to kind of this point, right? And there's always so much to talk about.
Totally. This is very Saturn moving into Aries energy, which we'll all get into soon enough. But why don't we go ahead and get into our collective card pull to see what's on deck in the energy of the upcoming week ahead?
Let's do it. Card
Yeah.
pull.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start, because I'm just mark the time. So I'm like, oh, gotta
All
mark that
right,
time.
everybody. So if you're just coming across this live, this message is for you. Loving this. So it is a collective card pull. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But this is the energy of the week ahead. And I'd really like to pay attention to where this lights up for you. So we have the truth card. I feel like this week is a time of kind of like truths and facing your truth, meaning looking out on your past, not ruminating on the past, but taking stock of what's happened here. Look at, she's on the scales of justice. You can see here, that's what she's doing here. And there's this open portal on the other side of it. And I feel like this week, we talked about this, Heather, this week's a waiting room. Like it is astrologically, there's
God, is it
so
ever?
There's always so much
On a
going. We
personal
know.
level, I am feeling that. That's a different story, though, for maybe later in the
Yes,
podcast.
we can we'll talk about it for sure when things aren't flowing, right?
Yes.
But you're facing the truth of, where you've been, what's coming to you. And this is very Saturnian energy, right? Saturn is that teacher. But Saturn, we've always talked about this. It's about structure. It's about bringing in what makes sense. And with Saturn and Aries, we have the energy of making practical steps, which we're going to be talking about. So where in your life do you need to make adjustments? Like I'm seeing here almost like it's kind of like you're balancing out this week. Let's pull one more card for kind of a clarifier and let's just see what else comes out. So we're facing our truths. And they said period. Yeah, so that's the crown chakra. So it's important to pay attention to your thoughts. Your crown chakra, keep it open and flowing. And of course, if you're not aware, crown chakra sits at the top. Yes, Shadow and Tinkerbell.
Sometimes this happens. If you guys are just tuning in, sometimes this happens. I have 2 chihuahuas. They read the energy too, and sometimes they want to talk about it.
They do. They have lots to say.
Especially Shadow. I'm telling you, you guys have not met Karma Kyle and Horoscope Henry yet.
Not yet.
But Shadow is like, he is even better than the 2 of them.
You'll meet them in a future episode, I'm sure.
Yes.
Anyway, back to this, I guess. The crown chakra sits at the top of your head, right? And this is where divine wisdom comes through. And it was kind of sideways, which is telling me you need to tap in and tune into the thoughts that are coming in. And we talked a few episodes ago about intuition versus anxiety. I suggest you go watch that episode. If you're feeling a little bit anxious or you're not sure about where your intuition is leading you, that's what I suggest. But then we got the light card. There's a light at the end of this. So it may be a time of truth and it may be a time of facing what's gone on in your life. But if you pay attention to what spirit is trying to tell you, what your intuition is trying to tell you, and what lessons you've learned, you're going to come out on the other side. The sun always comes out tomorrow. All right. That's my reading.
That's true. It does. I love that. Yeah. I feel like, even though I haven't pulled cards yet for our collective energy, I feel like what I have cooking here is probably going to match that very, very well, because I am going to pull cards from my winter deck, Winter Whimsy, because it is still winter time.
Yes.
But I'm going to give you guys a little treat and a little preview, because this deck is not for sale yet, but it's going to be very soon. I have my brand new spring oracle deck as well. And I may give us a little preview for the upcoming spring. Not necessarily like this week, although if it resonates for this week, great. But a little preview for spring. So, all right, let's see what Winter Whimsy has in store for the collective first.
Settle in.
So, yes, what do we need to know for this week? What's going on in the energy, in the collective? Let's see what we have here. Almost, not back in. Well, it's almost home. There we go. Okay, something just came through. What do we have here? We have, this is so fitting. We have Pisces season. 12th house themes. The planet that rules Pisces is Neptune. And Pisces energy in general is about spirituality, the subconscious, and closure. So we are in Pisces season now. So, I mean, this resonates. We have a lot of planetary action, a lot of different things happening in Pisces. So energetically, this totally aligns. It's just kind of confirming where we already are. It is kind of like the closing zodiac sign of winter, basically, because once we hit Aries season, it's time for spring. It's time for new beginnings. It's time for bloomings. So now is probably a good time to start closing things out, finishing up chapters in your life, those types of things before we head into like warmer months and longer days. That even makes sense for Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde gets a bad rap, but it can be very, very productive if you are tending to like unfinished business,
Yes.
things that haven't necessarily been taken care of yet. It can be very helpful just in terms of like just making sure all like the paperwork is taken care of, kind of thing. I know it's kind of annoying, but it's a part of life. Part of life. Let's see if we have anything else here from Winter Whimsy.
It's very fitting. Of course, Pisces came out.
Yeah, very fitting indeed. So I was like, all right, we're right on track, right on schedule with what's happening in the energy. Anything else? All right, there we go. We got one falling through. Ooh, karmic frostbite. Ooh, you don't want to get bit by some karmic energy there. So, yeah, on a personal level, I feel like I can relate to this card in my dreams lately. There's been a lot of karmic activity happening in there. But just like on a collective scale, once again, it's like kind of with this Pisces energy here of wrapping up business and even like Mercury retrograde, wrapping up business and that kind of thing. It's like make sure karmic cycles are closed out. Because if you're carrying karmic energy into what is supposed to be a fresh new chapter, a new beginning, it's like that new beginning is tainted and you don't want that. It's kind of like if you enter a brand new relationship with someone and you haven't like healed or recovered from the wounding of the previous relationship, you wind up like blaming and taking things out on this new person for the old person's sins that the new person never did.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that.
Yes, and I agree. It's like, and how yours and mine kind of relate is like, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of accountability,
Yeah.
with the scales of justice, right? And accountability, it can go like, it can be a good thing, it can be a hard thing. But you got to, like you said, close out that cycle and carry forward the lessons that you learned in that cycle and not hold on to them. And I think that's a beautiful reading.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now for a little spring preview.
Yes.
This is, let's take that card out. I don't need that one in there. This one's just the thank you for your business card. So this is Spring Has Sprung, and it is not for sale as of yet, but it will be in like the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for it on my website as well as Etsy. So I just have to get all of its promo material ready to go. But there is a walkthrough video that I've already recorded going through, excuse me, each and every card, just kind of walking through it and letting you guys know what's going on with this deck. But let's pull something as a little preview here for spring. What do we need to know about spring? Because it is right around the corner. This deck is a little bit bigger than Winter Whimsy, so I kind of have to stretch my fingers. It's like a finger stretching workout.
Yeah. How many decks do you have now, Heather?
Spring Has Sprung. Oh, there we go. We already got one flipping out. Spring Has Sprung is number 11, and number 12 is sitting in limbo as we speak.
Yes.
Which we'll get into later. But we got the graduation card coming through.
Wow.
So again, I feel like this is fitting to the energy we're going through right now. Pisces, wrapping things up, tying things up, finishing a chapter in our lives as we're moving forward into the next season. So we're definitely in like this interesting in between space where we're still coming out of the old and heading into the new. So so that's starting probably right now. It may carry and continue all the way into the beginning of spring. Let's see if we can get anything else. Maybe Spirit will tell us where we're headed after graduation. Where are we going?
Let's see. We're leveling up, hopefully.
That's the plan, man. Oh, okay. Okay, we're not quite ready to level up yet. We're in the process of graduation. You got to do some spring cleaning.
Yes.
So we're still in the process of cleaning it up. I feel like spirit is kind of saying like, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that karmic frostbite card. We got to clean things up so we're not getting karmic frostbite. So a little bit of spring cleaning is necessary. We'll see about getting like one last card. Anything else we need to know for the upcoming spring of 2026 for the collective here? What's happening in the energy? Oh, okay. So I don't know what's going to be happening yet in Gemini season, but we got the Gemini season card.
Ooh.
So Gemini season, it is all about the third house, and the planet that rules Gemini is Mercury. Gemini, they are very busy with communication, thoughts, siblings, and neighbors. So some of these things may be on deck coming up this spring, and maybe even heading right into Gemini season towards the end of spring. So
Okay, I love Gemini season. I love lilacs. Do you have lilacs where you are?
I know there's a lot of like wildflowers in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'd have to explore that a little bit more. I always think, especially like during the time I was living in LA, I always think of the jacaranda trees
Yes.
around like May. And those are gorgeous. Like I miss the jacaranda trees. They're so pretty. It's like purple rain everywhere because the petals just fall all over the streets and all over the cars, and it's so pretty.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's very Gemini season. Yeah, lilacs here. It's always been lilacs. When I know it's Gemini season, it's when those lilacs bloom, and you can smell them in the air, and it just feels nice. It feels like spring has sprung.
Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the deck, you guys. Spring has
No plug,
sprung.
nothing.
No, we don't do any shameless promotion around here. Never. We are so humble. No, seriously, we are though. I mean, we really probably don't promote ourselves as much as we probably should. But yeah, so there we go. That's our card pull for the upcoming week. Let me bring over my laptop here so I can now look at our upcoming astrology.
Yes, astrology.
And hello to those in the chat. I haven't really had the time to even look at the chat yet here on YouTube before getting any further. So hello to anyone who is popping in.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. All right. Let me jot down the time once again. Timestamp. All right.
Good call.
Yes. Very good call indeed. I'm just going to have a quick little Dutch
break.
Brothers sip. Yes. They're almost done with the pink velvet. The pink velvet freeze because it's their Valentine's Day thing. So
delicious. Yeah, probably the end of February. That would make sense.
Kind of matches the microphone.
Yeah, it's very you.
I know.
Very you. I love. It
matches the microphone.
Yeah, okay. We're having a coffee break.
Yes. Always gotta have a little something there. Power through. All right. So it is time for our astro updates of the week. We're basically going to look at the astrological weather. So consider this your meteorological segment of the podcast. This is where I astrologically become Chris Bianchi. For those of you who don't know, that's the meteorologist here in Denver. And no, we do not do meteorology, but astrology is similar in some certain ways. So
and I always like to say, like, it's the, astrology is like the weather. You still get to choose how you walk through it and how you show up.
Yes, so it could rain. It could rain outside. There could be a snowstorm, but you can either play in the snow or you can bitch and moan about the snow. So,
I like to play in the snow. So that's my viewpoint on that.
Yes, me too. I like to play in the snow. Shadow does not.
No, he's a California boy.
He is. He's a Southern Californian. He'd rather play in the sand. So, but let's get into our astrology here. Okay, so number one, first and foremost, this is continued energy. This has already started. It's going to be continuing throughout the rest of this week, still going into next week. We have that energy of the Saturn and Neptune conjunction in Aries. We talked about that quite a bit last week. If you guys want to know more about that, go check out last week's episode. I'm not going to deep dive too terribly much into that just because we kind of already have been there, done that. But if you have any specific questions, feel free to like drop it in the chat if you are tuning in on YouTube as of right now. So tonight, February 25th at 11:48 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which would be my time. So this would be on the 26th, very early in the morning on the 26th at 1:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mercury is officially going backwards. It's going to do a backstroke. Yep, going retrograde, doing its thing. It will remain in retrograde until March 20th. So what does this mean for you guys? What does this mean for the collective as we're facing this energy? This, of course, as usual with all Mercury retrogrades, it can be foggy and confusing energy. Communication can be fuzzy. And especially since this particular Mercury retrograde is occurring in the sign of Pisces, this can basically be fueled primarily by emotion and creativity over facts. So people are not going to be super hyped up on fact checking or anything like that. People are going to be speaking from a very emotional place. So if wires are getting crossed, that would be why. Everything's going to be very emotional.
It's
and
that
foggy.
Pisces, that water energy, right?
Yeah. So
all the emotion.
I mean, the best thing I can tell people with Mercury retrograde at any point in time, whether it's this one or any other point in time in the year, is to remember that Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. If we freak out every single time it goes retrograde, like that's way too many times throughout the year to have like panic attacks and anxiety and to be blaming things on one planet. Chances are, if something is like really severely, seriously going wrong, there's probably some other factor happening there in the astrology that you're not aware of, because Mercury retrograde, that does not like rule like the heavy major duty things that happen. It's like daily annoyances. It's like you get stuck in traffic kind of energy, not you lose a job kind of energy. So it's more minimal. So
it's bumps in the road kind of stuff,
don't
right?
panic. Yeah. Don't panic. Don't give it more power over you.
It can be neutral. It can be neutral.
It can be neutral. And I mean, any transit, you can, wield that energy to work in your favor if you know what you're dealing with. So, all right, next up we have February 27th. We have 3 different things happening on February 27th. So buckle up.
Okay, I'm buckled in.
All right. So first up, we have the sun that will be conjunct the North Node in Pisces. So what does that mean? This is a very strong window for spiritual awakening. So even if you are already awake, that doesn't mean that there might not be another level and another level after that. We're always taking it to like new levels of awakening. So new levels of spiritual awakening. Energy that is put more towards your purpose, your destiny, and your ultimate life path, because the sun in astrology represents our energy, our life force. And the North Node is like your North Star. That's like your compass. It's where you're going, it's where you're headed. So you may find that your energy in general may be directed more towards whatever your life purpose is, your long-term goals, those types of things. Let's see. Also, it's a very healing time, and this is ultimately a time to unapologetically step into the path of your dreams. So it's a positive transit overall.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like kind of like a destiny moment. It's kind of like a vital weighing of the past in a good way. And that calls back to that card I pulled, right? It's
Yeah.
that weighing and that like moving toward into a new chapter. That sounds beautiful. I'm excited for that. And that's the
Yeah.
27th, you said. So
That's the
Friday.
27th. So Friday. Yes, Friday.
I love a
Friday.
Friday.
As hopefully this will be airing on all the other platforms. So
Woohoo.
that's a fun energy. That sun energy will be going towards a north node of putting tarot tales into multiple places. Although, of course, everyone here on YouTube, I feel like kind of gets like that number one spot because you guys get to hear it and experience it and be here with us as it's happening first and foremost. So,
You shape it. You really
yes,
do. The
you guys have a special
conversations.
place in our hearts. Okay, so the other things happening on February 27th, Mercury will be conjunct Venus in Pisces. So
Mm.
this is very soft girl era kind of energy. Romance is being highlighted in communication, and it's being highlighted in a very creative and expressive way. This is really a time of idealism, intuition, heart centered conversations, empathy, sensitivity. People are going to be putting the rose colored glasses on in this energy basically, which can be a fun energy, but at the same time you got to be cautious with this. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, it's beautiful to enjoy the romantic parts of it, and like all of the beauty in it and everything, but it can also lead to illusions and unrealistic expectations. So that's just something to have a heads up on.
Stay grounded, right? That's
Yes.
kind of the importance. It's fun to
Yes.
fantasize, it's fun to enjoy, but stay in reality as well. And that's a
Right.
dance, right?
Exactly. So if you're in that kind of mode and maybe you come across like a collective tarot reading or something, and because it happens a lot in like the twin flame community, for example, and
Mm,
maybe the reader is saying, "Oh yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. Oh, there's a lot of he's coming back out there."
yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not true. He might be coming back, but it's a collective reading. Maybe it's going to be 6 months from now, not like 2 weeks from now. So those are all things to remember, to just be open to them. Be just like, okay, there's a possibility he's coming back. Beautiful. I'm going to mind my business. And when he does, that's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, release expectations, right? Live
Yes.
your
Yes.
life. Yeah.
Exactly. Live your life for sure, because it's happening right here, right now.
Mhm.
Um, all right. So the third transit that's happening on the 27th, and this one's the one to like put your armor on for, because this one's the difficult transit. The other two were beautiful
Yeah.
energies. Love those. They're going to be assistive, if anything. They're going to help us with this third energy because the third one is very challenging. We have Mars squaring off Uranus.
Okay.
Okay, so this is really going to impact the collective. And chances are, even if your life is perfectly peaceful and good, um, there's no way you're not going to feel this energy, especially if you are a sensitive, empathetic person. Um, so, this is all about sudden change,
Mm.
rebellion, aggression, tension. It's very volatile energy. It is restlessness within the collective, basically, because Mars is all about action. Mars wants to do something, and Uranus is it's like shocking energy. It's plot twist energy. You don't know what to expect kind of energy. So it's very impulsive. Um, so Mars is still in Aquarius. So think of like the power of the people. That's why I'm saying this is very much collective energy. So this is like the power of the people standing up kind of in this rebellion kind of energy going off towards Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is all about like the comforts of life, kind of a creature of habit. So it's shaking up a lot of like old habits,
The status
basically.
quo, yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, and that's not
exactly.
easy. Yeah.
No, no. So it's challenging. I feel like on the other side of it, it can be very positive, but going through it, it's rough. So it's like hold on to those other two transits.
Yeah, I'm real excited for the other ones. This
Yeah.
one, but you know what? In the times that we're going through and what's going on around the globe, it's not surprising that
No.
something like that is coming up. It's just not. Yeah.
No, definitely not. I feel like if anything, that sun being conjunct the north node can be very helpful because if you're putting your own personal energy naturally towards your life purpose, just on an individual level, you're kind of already automatically assisting the collective in that change that Mars is seeking for in action when it
Right.
comes to the collective. So we each have our own role to play. So I feel like those two things kind of go hand in hand. So,
Absolutely. No, I like that. That's a great outlook on it.
mhm. All right. So March 4th, we're heading into March now. We're going to have Venus sextile Uranus. So Uranus and Venus now. Venus is doing this and Uranus doing that. All right. So this is it's a fun energy though. This is fun, excitement. It has a flirtatious kind of tone.
Ooh.
Um, it is very promising when it comes to love, social situations, and finances. This may come about in unconventional ways because once again, Uranus is kind of like that plot twist bringing shock to the system, shock value basically. So it's like for example, just kind of like in a practical way, in a romantic situation, if you're in a partnership, your significant other may surprise you with like a surprise gift or a surprise getaway or just something out of the
Mm.
ordinary that maybe they wouldn't usually do to kind of spice up the relationship. That could be one
Okay.
example. um, Venus also rules finances, so it could
Mm.
also be money coming into you in a way that you didn't expect, in an unconventional way. It could be like that lucky scratcher for the lotto or something like that. It's like it's not your regular paycheck, and maybe you're like, I'll just spend $20 and see what happens. I'm probably gonna lose $20, but then the next thing you know, they're like, here's 10 grand for you or something.
A nice
So
chunk of change.
yeah,
So that's March 4th. That's what
is
you said? Is that like when does it occur? March? Like what date
March
did you
March
say?
4th.
Okay,
Yes, March
good. I'll
4th.
have my eye on that one. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. Pick up those lotto scratchers. Come back
Lotto
and report.
scratchers.
That's just one example though. I mean, it could come in other ways too. So it's just like who knows? Like a
It's like a windfall of money. Like it's
yeah,
unexpected.
windfall of money, windfall of love. That's the whole point. It's unexpected.
Yeah,
So
Venus. Yeah.
if you go to like the gas station planning, I'm going to get the lucky scratcher because she said unexpected money is coming on March 4th. You're expecting that money though. So
Yeah.
don't walk in expecting to get it is the point.
Hmm.
Just let it happen
You let
because
it
it's going to
happen.
come from this unexpected source. But it's fun. It's exciting. Um so yes, unconventional ways, non-traditional ways, unexpected ways. It's a very freeing and juvenating type of feeling. It's very like love at first sight kind of energy too.
Ooh. Okay.
So
I love that
that's
energy.
that's
That's
exciting.
fun.
Yeah, that's exciting for sure. Then the next day, March 5th, the sun will be trine Jupiter.
Ooh.
So this is a very harmonious energy. It's expansion. It's expansion very easily because once again, trines, it's free flowing energy. basically. It's free flowing. So there's no obstacles, there's nothing standing in the way, it's just free flowing. So, Jupiter is all about expansion. So this can be an increase in joy, an increase in opportunities. You yourself may like physically, because once again, it's happening trining the sun. The sun is our energy levels. Like quite literally, you walk outside, you get vitamin D, it energizes you. So your energy levels may feel higher. It's a very celebratory energy. It's a lucky and fortunate, favorable type of energy. So once again, we got feel good stuff for all of the fear mongering that goes on out there in astrology. There are positive things happening.
That's so good to hear. That sounds exciting.
Yes. And then finally, March 6th, because just so you guys know, normally I would do the astrology like Wednesday to Wednesday, because Wednesdays is when we film this, obviously, here live on YouTube. But for the sake of also putting this podcast in other places on Fridays, I'm expanding things all the way out to Friday. So we're going all the way out to Friday, March 6th. And on that day, we will have Venus ingressing Aries, and it will be there until March 30th. So when Mars, or not Mars, I'm sorry, I was still, why is my brain still thinking about Mars? I don't know. When Venus is in Aries, that's probably why Mars rules Aries. That's why my brain was making that connection. It was getting all the wires crossed.
You have a lot of knowledge in there. Sometimes it gets crossed.
Right,
Mercury.
Like the solar system is just like going crazy in my brain.
As a student of astrology, I can concur.
Right, I'm like, wait a minute, which planet did what now?
Yeah.
Okay, so with Venus moving into Aries, this is very action oriented towards love and money. Now, Aries, it is the baby of the zodiac signs. So it can be very spontaneous, very impulsive. So this is excitement when it comes to love and money. It's direct, it's bold, it's not afraid to go after.
Yes.
Yep.
They're
getting into their Aries mode right now. Hey, what's going on? Okay. There are people in the hallway. That's why someone was just like laughing up there.
How dare they?
I know. They're like, quiet on the set. You're ruining the vibe. It's fine, you guys. Thank you. It's fine. Okay. Tinkerbell ran off to the couch. Shadow, he's literally just like standing guard right next to me. He's like,
protect mom.
I know. He's like, Mom, I'm standing right here next to you. Yeah, why don't you go lay down in the bed? Why don't you relax? We're good here. Thank you. We have security details here on this podcast. Anyways, I was saying about Venus being in Aries coming up on March 6th. It is an energy we are not afraid to go after what we want. It is newness, enthusiasm, go-getter energy. It is courage and conquest. So once this happens, starting March 6th, you may feel more motivated to go after the things that you love, basically. Like if you're interested in pursuing a romantic relationship and you're not in one, you may feel more apt to put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. If you are in one, you may feel more apt to kind of like light things up and maybe take things to the next level. You may feel more adventurous when it comes to making money, more ready to like, start a business or elevate the next level of your business or apply for a job that is more worthy of your time, seek out a promotion, whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's an aggressive energy towards what we love. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like a directness, kind of like that need for independence with Aries as well,
yes.
Right? But
yes.
not in a bad way, not like being alone. Like it's
No.
towards what you want. Yeah.
No, because I mean, Aries is very honest, blunt, yes, but that doesn't mean it has to be rude. That doesn't mean it has to
Exactly.
be mean. It's just it's being honest, and that's a good thing. It's refreshing. It's better than kind of like beating around the bush and kind of being like passive aggressive, like, well, I want you to notice what I want, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you what I want. I want you to figure out what I want and just do it. Like, that's not fun. No one likes that.
No. Don't like games. No games.
Yes, no games, very direct. So, that is what is happening in the astrology for the upcoming week. Lots of stuff, but
Yeah. Like I took notes as you were talking. I was like, hey, thinking about what makes like what stood out. And it's kind of like taking stock, reviewing things, destiny checkpoints is something that came up, revisiting love, money, creativity, releasing the need to be perfect. That's kind of what I got to. And like that independence and that
mhm.
going after what you want, that fiery energy. Ooh, it's exciting.
Yeah, yeah, it is exciting. So, ups and downs with the astrology as always, but um and it's funny because as I was getting ready this morning for our podcast, I was listening to Lori Rivers' podcast of the Awake Space,
Hmm.
and she was talking about um, like she had a question from a viewer's husband who asked, "Is it only the
I
weak-minded?"
I heard that.
Right? Is it
Yeah.
only the weak-minded who basically succumb to the astrology? And I mean, I already knew the answer before Lori answered it, obviously. Like, I knew the answer was like, no, no,
Yeah,
like, no,
no.
no,
It's a
that's not
collective energy and
right.
it's not about being weak-minded. It's
No, it has
not.
nothing to do with that at all. It has nothing to do with willpower or any
No.
of those kinds of things. But I loved the way she answered it because she said um that the way astrology influences you on an individual level is about the level of consciousness that
Yes.
you have. So the more aware you are of things, which is why we talk about these things here, the more you can harness that energy, the more you can work with it as opposed to against it, the more you can be receptive and open to how it can work in your life in a positive way rather than be reactive to it. That,
Absolutely. Yeah. You don't need to be
yeah.
a victim to your like your transits and what's going on.
No.
You like this is it's empowering and we all go through challenging transits. We all go through empowering ones and then we go through ones that don't even make a blip. But it's about how you react and it's also about like there's peace in knowing. Like it's not always peace. Like it can be
Mhm.
hard when you're going through something, but the astrology gives you that forecast and
Yes.
you have an idea of okay, this is why this is happening. And I wish I had started studying astrology on a deeper level years ago because I think it would have been so helpful going through periods in my
This is
life.
why astrology and meteorology are weirdly similar.
Hmm.
Because when the meteorologist is telling you, oh, tomorrow it's going to be a beautiful sunny day, it's going to be 75 degrees, you can be ready for that. Be just like, okay, I'm going to wear a t shirt and shorts and put on some sunglasses. But, you're not gonna wear that if, like, the next day, the weatherman is like, "Oh, there's gonna be a blizzard, 3 feet of snow, wind below 0." Like, you need to be prepared for that.
Yes.
That's what astrology does too. It's meant to just prepare you. It's the astrological weather. So,
Mhm.
don't get mad at astrologers, and don't get mad at Chris Bianchi and the other.
Specifically him.
He's the one who's always on my TikTok. That's my local meteorologist. So,
That's so funny.
shout
Yeah.
out to Denver weathermen, but meteorologists across the board, it doesn't matter who they are. Don't get mad at them. They're doing their
Yeah.
jobs.
And also, I think we talked about this earlier a bit about like discernment of fear mongering too. careful who you listen to out there. Like,
Yes.
there's people that just like it's clickbait, right? Or they take something and run with it and make it bigger than it is. So check sources you trust. Lori Rivers, awesome. Heather Schultz, awesome with her predictions. So like I said, you get to choose who you what media you consume, right?
And
So
Kelsey is great too. Even though she's learning, she's still
I'm
great.
learning.
And soon I will be having another person who does astrology come onto my website as well. Her name is Jen. She goes by Gemini Baby. She has her own podcast. So she's lovely, amazing, knows
Yes.
so much about astrology as well. Um,
She's cool. She has her own podcast, right? Yeah, she's awesome.
yes, for sure. So lots of good people out there. So even if you don't want to work with us, we can probably recommend you to somebody that like we definitely hold in high regard. And another thing to keep in mind, especially with people and not just astrologers, this could go for tarot readers, mediums, numerology as well. Anyone who like their sole focus is fear mongering. And I mean, yes, we all want to let you guys know what's going on to prepare you. But if that's like the sole heartbeat of someone's content all the time, chances are they are trying to loop you in because they are probably trying to gain.
Yes. The dogs agree.
Like,
The
can
fear
I
mongering's got to
speak here?
stop.
I know. Gosh, you guys are like tapped in on this energy today. Um, but yeah, chances are they're probably trying to like suck you in to get you as a client. It's like those people who are just like, oh, yes, there's a hex on you, and you have to pay me $3,000 so I can do 10 installments of, clearing this. I'm like, no,
Yes,
don't.
it's everywhere. Protect yourself. Use your discernment. Maybe we'll have a discussion on discernment and
Yes,
who's
that
for
could,
you,
yes.
right?
That
That's
that
a
could
good
be a very
discussion.
good one. And not just when it comes to woo-woo people, but it's like you need discernment when it comes to friends,
Yep.
relationships, all those different areas of life.
Love
Um,
it.
but yeah, should we do our cosmic check-in?
Let's do it.
All
Yeah.
right. So today's cosmic check-in is, what is your favorite angel number or angel numbers that like resonate
Yeah.
with you that you see frequently?
So if you're just joining the chat, we're doing our cosmic check-in. Angel number is oftentimes like a repeating number. It can be any number really, but people have different ones that really resonate for them. And oftentimes people think of them as like a sign or a message. And the idea comes from numerology, that it carries symbolic meaning or energetic meaning. So if you're in the chat, drop your favorite angel number. And Heather, we'll talk about ours. What do you think yours is?
Well, it's funny. I know we're both 222 girls. We love
Yes.
our 222s. We had a 222 moment right before we went live today, you guys, because we exchange voice memos quite a bit throughout the week to just catch up on things. And Kelsey saw a 222 as she was leaving me a voice memo. And as I was listening to her voicemail, I was checking my email, and I'm signed up with this thing called what's it called? It's like a little extra money on the side kind of thing. User interviews.
Yes.
Userinterviews.com. And basically you can sign up and you can do like focus groups or like different interviews and that kind of thing where they'll want like your opinion on something. It's like a one-time thing, like for an hour or something, and you can get paid like $100 or whatever it is that they're offering. But there were like 3 of these email offers from user interviews in my inbox. I'm not going to do them because they were all only $2. I'm like, I'm not doing this for $2.
But that's so specific.
But it said $2, $2, as she's saying 222 in her message. And I'm like, well, that was weird.
That is a synchronicity, right?
Yeah.
And Joa's back. Joa in the comments says
Hello,
333.
Joa.
Hi, Joa.
333. Yes.
So 333, when I think of 333, 3 gives me like Empress energy, but 333 is like the number 9, which is like that closing out of cycles. I kind of get like creativity, collaboration out of 333, expansion. What do you get out of 333? Joe, if you want to answer, and Heather, what's your take on 333?
My take on 333 is I kind of look at it as like the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
Like Father, Son, Holy Ghost, body, mind, spirit kind of a thing. It's like a trio, kind of like 3 of Pentacles energy. Like
Yes.
a
Like
collective,
collaboration.
yeah, a collective
Mhm.
of 3, maybe more, it just depends on what you're experiencing. But working together, it's like teamwork. Teamwork makes the
Mm.
dream work.
That's what I get from 333 as well. It's very much like that collaborative energy. I do the Father, Son, Holy Spirit as well. Like, what is it like? It'll come back to me. But 333 is super sacred.
One of those 3.
Maiden Mother Crone. Maiden
Oh,
Mother
yes,
Crone.
that's a
Yeah.
good one too. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's really cool. And 222, I actually had an angel number moment while I was prepping yesterday. I was getting my notes. I set a timer because I will just go until I like drop. So I'm like, you need to set some time and do this, like, because you know me. Anyway, I love researching. I get to go into rabbit holes. But so I
Pull you out of the rabbit hole.
so I love 222. But I like had the urge. I put my phone in the other room. It was charging. I put a timer on it so I could just go and like at the end of my research. And I had this feeling I had to go to look at my phone. And I was like, okay. So I picked it up and I clicked it open. And on the timer was 3344, like the time.
Ooh.
So I looked it up, and this is like spooky on the nose, but like I'm not surprised. So I looked up the number 3344. And the energy of that is, so 3 3 is amplified creative spiritual expression, and 44 is stability, building something real. So talking
Ooh.
about aligned action, taking practical action rather than than waiting for signs. It is like the embodiment of that little number. So it was very
Yeah.
cool because I had a feeling I had to go check my phone, and then it was that number. So it's amazing. I love that. So that's something magical that happened to me.
Well, I had an angel number experience yesterday myself. I was like scrolling through TikTok and I came across one of those TikToks where she was just like, stop and look at the time.
Yep.
And, whatever the time is, look up that angel number and let me know if that resonated. I'll tell you what I got. It was 438.
Okay.
So this is what Google says about 438.
Hmm.
438. 4 represents practicality, foundation, and guidance from angels. 3 relates to communication, creativity, and the ascended masters. 8 symbolizes abundance, success, and prosperity.
Mm.
Angel number 438 is likely represents a message that your practical efforts and creative communication are leading you towards a period of stability and financial or personal abundance supported by divine guidance.
I love. Oh wow! What a
I
beautiful
was like,
message.
yes, I love that. I gladly received that.
Well, and it's always, to me, it's always something that is, oh, it's snowing. It's snowing. I just read, oh. Anyway, it's always like funny to me when I come across those messages. They always mean something. Like they always come across in the best
Yeah.
way. And I don't know what it is about where I live, but there's lots of people with like 444 license plates, 888, and they're different cars. Like
Oh,
it's
that's so
very,
funny.
but I love it. I'm like, oh, like I'll park behind them. Like it's, but I
That's
don't
so
even notice until I've
funny.
parked, right? Like it's,
Yeah.
but I pay attention. That's something that like it comes through in my readings. When I give people readings, I'll see a license plate with like the number like 333 or 222, and I'll tell them, hey, you'll see this, and this is like a nod from the universe, or it's a sign to pay attention. And it almost always comes through for people. So that's something, or like I'll say I'll sometimes see it on a microwave. Like I'm like, there's like a
The
digital
time.
clock, like,
Yeah.
but I see numbers come through for me big time. Do you find that comes through for you, or
It
Um,
can, yeah, it can. That specifically, like I have the picture somewhere in my camera roll. It was like a couple years ago when I was home for the holidays. I saw an Illinois license plate. It had nothing but fives across it. No other number. Just
ooh,
how filled with fives. Nothing but fives. I don't even remember how many there were. I'd have to go back and find the picture, but it was just five, 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 five.
five, 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 and five is change,
Yeah.
transformation, a little bit of instability with five, right? I know as a
Yes.
life path five, I
Yes,
can
you
say
know all
that.
about that. You know all about fives.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and
I
if
feel
you're,
like I don't see as many like number license plates around here. I just see goofy, weird ones. Like people just put weird things on their
yeah,
on their license plates.
yeah, that's
So
funny. Yeah. But like I think like and today's really topic is really good. So if you're just joining us, drop your angel number in the chat. But I don't know about you, but like when I first awakened and became aware of all of this, the synchronicities, I was kind of always thinking everything was a sign, right? Like I think you kind of go through that like bubble
yes,
of like
everything becomes a sign
you're
all of a
like, wow,
sudden.
wow, the world is like it's those rose-colored awakening
Yes.
glasses, right? But
Yes.
and we've talked about our awakenings and but the hardest part about that is realizing that, oh, I have to live my life. And
Yeah.
not everyone has this awareness. Not everyone, the world doesn't run on this awareness, right? So it's
I wish it did.
wow, but you
Oh,
know,
how I
things are
wish
a
it did.
changing. I sense
Yes.
change brewing.
Yes. No, it is. It is. It's a slow change and it is happening.
Yeah.
And more people are awakening every single day. But we always do have to remind ourselves we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we're going to have to deal with some human stupidity every now and then.
1000%, right? And I love like our topic today, right? Is taking practical action versus waiting for signs, right?
Yes. Shall we dive in?
Let's dive in.
All right. I'm marking that timestamp. We're officially 1 hour in. So, at that 1 hour
Woo!
mark, it is time for our spiritual topic of the day, which is
Alrighty.
all about taking practical action versus waiting for signs. So,
Yeah. Uh,
would you like to begin the conversation there, Kelsey?
I was curious. I looked up the definition of practical action.
Okay.
And Cambridge Dictionary kind of defines it as a specific step that can actually be done and help get a real result, grounded in reality rather than just ideas. So
Yes.
that's what we're
Very
talking about
important.
here. And versus waiting for signs, I'll tell you what I think, then you can tell me what you think. So I think waiting for signs happens to a lot of the spiritual community and a lot of
Yes.
people who are newly awakened. And you know what? We all go through it. We all go through
Yes.
it. But and it's okay to look for signs and enjoy signs, but it's waiting for the universe or spirit or the planets to align or the synchronicities or a signier sign to take place
A
in order to
signier
lead
sign.
or push you in the right direction or to light your pathway forward. That's kind of what I think waiting is. And it
Yeah.
doesn't always align with practical action.
I agree. I feel
Mm.
like that happens a lot to those of us who are still newly awakened.
Yes.
Still haven't necessarily had a lot of like real world experiences yet in that like new lens that we're viewing life in yet, because you are very enamored and you are very like rose colored glasses over the signs and synchronicities, and that's okay. There's a time and a
Mhm.
place for that. It's kind of like babies. Babies are cute. Babies
Mhm.
are adorable. You don't expect them to you know, pick up a briefcase and go out to a 9 to 5 job at 6 months.
That's not appropriate. It's not the time nor the
No,
place.
no, they're not going off to college in diapers. So no, you don't expect a baby to do that. They're cute, but babies make messes and they don't necessarily know wrong from right or what's going on or anything like that. So it's like as you grow As you become a toddler in spirituality and eventually a child and a teenager and so on and so forth, um, you get to the point where it's just like, oh, I can't just wait for the signs and synchronicities to do everything because, yeah, I see 11:11 on the clock, but 11:11 isn't going to bring abundance into my life for me. It's
No.
telling me it's possible that it can be mine. I can do that, but 11:11 isn't going to hop out of the clock on the microwave and be just like, let me go run to the bank and get you some money. It doesn't work like that.
Well, exactly, right? And it's about what you put in. And sometimes angel numbers can be neutral actually, but they can also be just a sign, like not a sign, I don't want to say a sign, but like it could be an indicator
Shadow.
that you need to kind of check your surroundings or check what's going on, or you need to check what like how you're thinking about something, right? Like,
I
so
have a guest.
hello, Shadow.
He's been talking
Hello,
so much that
Shadow.
he's
Protecting your
joining us
mom.
now. Yeah. Please don't bark right into the microphone because that may
No,
be loud. That may be loud
Bork.
for people. Yeah. Just be
Yeah,
cute.
but it's like this, I feel like there is a lot of beauty in I think there is something to be said for letting the universe kind of guide you in some ways, but you gotta put some work into it as well.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
it's a dance, a delicate dance between those kind of things, right?
It's
It
kind
takes
of like
time.
it's like the cliche. I know we all hate cliches, and this is definitely one of the more irritating ones, but there's truth to it. God helps those who helps themselves.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true. Like spirit is going to help you. Spirit is going to step up for you and do things that you can't do on your own, but there are things that you can do on your own,
Mhm.
and
Like, yeah.
we are co-creators with the universe. It's not just the universe doing it all for us. So there's definitely things that we can do. And from that astrological side of it, um, with Saturn being in Aries, Saturn, Saturn is the big daddy planet, you know.
Yep.
Saturn, he is the dad. He wants to make sure that, like, it's like get outside and mow the lawn. Kind of energy, Saturn is going to make sure we do our chores
And then
basically.
if you do it, he'll take you to the movies later. It's
Exactly.
a reward, right?
He's not mean. Like Saturn kind of gets a bad rap
Mhm.
for being a difficult planet, but it really isn't. Like Saturn does reward really really well, but you have to do your part. And it'll crystallize that energy. It'll bring it into physical. But it does that because there's a part of you that's taking action in it. It's not because you're just waiting for Sky Daddy to rain down the blessings.
I love that. Yeah, it's true. And I love you have such a cool and harmonious Saturn placement. Like I think
That
your
does
relationship
help.
with Saturn must be really quite healthy, I
Well,
feel.
yeah, I do for the most part. I mean, right now I'm kind of in an argument with Saturn, but
Yes. That's another episode, baby.
that's a difference. I mean, it's not a major problem. It's more of a it's kind of ooh, this could be a Mercury thing too.
Oh,
We could be
1000%.
because there's communication that is involved in it. And right now I feel like I'm just yelling into the void. Hello,
Is
can anybody
anyone
hear me?
there? Yeah, Heather's been going through some stuff. Like, you've
Yes.
been so creative and so productive, and then there's been some slowdown. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
it's
Yeah.
very annoying because Saturn is in my fifth house right now. It's transiting my fifth house, which is the house of creativity. And I've been doing my action part by
You've been taking
being
practical and aligned
creative.
action. Yeah.
And now something has happened that is completely out of my control, where there's basically a hiccup in the production line of things, and like there's nothing I can do except stay vigilant and wait, and it's annoying.
Yes.
But
Oh,
it
we have
could
someone new in the chat. We have Adam. Adam said hi. Hello, Adam. Hi, Joel,
hello
if you're still
hello
here.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, we're
Yes.
talking about practical action versus waiting for signs.
Yeah.
But
Do
Heather,
you,
you've been doing your part. And um
right.
I think it's interesting, like when we talk about like when we were planning this last week, we talked about like aligned versus like forcing things, right? Like it's taking practical action that is in
Yes.
alignment, not
Yes.
forcing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That can be a tricky, slippery slope. Um, like especially I feel like especially when it comes down to like um in a weird way, I feel like that's almost kind of like a Venus thing as well, because a Venus is like a magnet and it can attract what you want or it can repel what you want.
Yes.
So it's like when you get into that space where you feel like you have to like overwork yourself to get what you want, whether it's like in love or money or whatever else, you may actually wind up propelling what you want, kind of a thing.
Oh,
So
1000%. Like that's so interesting, right? How it does attract, but it also repels. So
yeah, it
that's another thing to
can
think about. But like what is like when you think about when something is aligned for you, what does it feel like?
flow.
Mm,
Flow is the best way I can describe it. It's like it's effortless. That doesn't mean that you don't have to work. It doesn't mean that there's no action that you put into it, but you're not exhausted from it. You're not drained from it. It doesn't like take over your life. It's not taking over your thoughts or anything. It's flow. It's effortless.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it.
No, I would totally agree. It's that flow state you get into, and
Mhm.
it feels expansive. It doesn't feel restrictive. Like it
No.
kind of lights you up. It
Yeah.
energizes you.
Yeah.
I think yeah,
Energized work in a sense. It's energized work.
yeah,
So,
and it's kind
and
of
just
like
and I would say just because like even if you are someone who is experiencing maybe resistance in something, that doesn't mean that it's wrong necessarily. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just may mean that it could be spirit saying not yet.
mhm,
It could be spirit saying you need to wait for whatever reason. Like I'm experiencing that right now with the 12th deck that I'm waiting in limbo with as of the moment. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but for whatever reason, there's a not yet. There's like a
mhm,
pause. We have
yeah,
a comma that we're dealing with here.
yeah.
So,
Well, and you want it to be like ripe for you, right? Like
yes.
you want it to be matured enough and in a good like you want to be mature enough for something. Like it's sometimes like I feel, with what I'm doing now, maybe 2, 3 years ago, I couldn't have handled. It
Mhm.
wouldn't have been the
Oh,
right time
yeah.
for me, right? But yeah, just because you face resistance, that like we all face resistance, it doesn't mean you need to quit, but you also don't need to force it either, right?
No. You may
Um,
just need to like step back and say, okay, this isn't working right now. Maybe let's just examine why. Let's look at maybe why this isn't working out. And if we need to, maybe we just need to put it on a shelf, take a break, focus on something else, come back to it later.
yeah, 1000%. It's kind of like when we tried to launch Tarot Tales on TikTok.
That was not meant to
You
happen
guys,
there.
if you were ever there, it was just
God.
me on the camera and Heather
Tanvir.
trying. And we had one person that would come to every live of mine. Their name was Tanvir. They were lovely, but they would
Oh,
sit and watch, and I would just shuffle cards and act like a
I
clown.
miss Tanvir. I wish Tanvir were here.
I know I have
Like,
to message them. I'll message them.
yeah, they're like
But
our original fan.
yeah, but they came every single time, and they said, "Are
Yeah,
you actually going to have this podcast soon?" but they kept
we're
coming. So
trying.
yeah, but it wasn't right yet. We needed to
No.
wait for
It's
whatever reason.
yeah, it was Tarot Tales, yes. We were never wrong about Tarot Tales. We were just doing it on the wrong platform. It
Yeah,
wasn't meant to happen there. It was meant to happen right here on YouTube with you guys and hopefully in the other places that I plan to roll it out to on Friday, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, all those places. So we'll see. I'll be very excited when that happens. But yeah.
No, I'm really excited. I'm excited for your new deck. I think it's gonna be awesome. Like it's such a rich deck. It really is.
It's ironic that I'm having timing problems with a timing deck.
That's what the irony is not lost on me, darling.
I mean, it really is the universe having a sense of humor from that perspective.
But it's a story, right? It's
yeah,
something you can
it'll be
talk
worth
about.
it. It'll be worth
Yeah.
it when it comes out. So I guess that means it'll probably hit home for a lot of people because everyone wants to know when whatever is going to happen. And that deck is going to answer that for you.
And I saw a preview and it looks amazing. So check out shadowandshine.com. You can get her different tarot decks, or I mean, oracle decks, excuse me. And you can book readings with us as well. And Joa commented.
Yes, wanting to know about how I build the deck. I feel like that could be like a whole other separate topic in and of itself. But the short of the long of the short, whatever. When I start a deck, well, first it starts with the messages. If I don't have any messages to bring to the deck, then it doesn't matter how it's created or printed or anything like that. So first, I will just write in my notes all the different messages that come through. So that's number one. Once I have those, I'll get into Canva. I use Canva for everything, not just deck creation, but social media posts, any of my promotional material when I do live events, just the thumbnails for this live. They're
beautiful.
Right. It's all products of Canva. So I'll create the images, the design for it and everything in Canva. And then when it's all ready to go, all designed perfectly, messages are in place, I go to makeplayingcards.com. I can put that. Do you want me to put you down? He's so comfortable right now. He's like,
he looks very safe.
I know he does. He looks so comfortable. If I move him, he's literally falling asleep. I am looking at his eyes right now. They're closed. Exactly. You look a little bit like your evil twin brother
Karma
when
Kyle.
you do that. Yeah, you look a little bit like him when you do that.
Thank you. He's handsome. That's where I get my looks from.
Clearly, I mean, you're just the girl. You're just the girl.
Karma
the duo.
Kyle is the man. So if you're like confused about what we're talking about, Heather and I invented alter egos last week. We put on a beard function in in Zoom?
We were on Zoom. Yeah, we were on Zoom messing with the filters, and we each put beards on.
And we became alter egos. I was Karma Kyle, and you
Horoscope Henry.
Horoscope Henry, and they're toxic.
Yeah, they're the epitome of toxic masculinity and spirituality. So,
but yeah, that's all I gotta say. I was having too much fun. Adventure. The beard made me just it just allowed me to disguise myself, and it was a lot of. We cackled. We spent like 2 hours in those beards. So, it was someday you'll meet them
for sure. Yeah. That's what YouTube needs to get with it. Roll out some like filters here or something so we can put on our beards.
It was a lot of fun. But
yeah. As for the decks though, makeplayingcards.com. That is the website that I go through to basically have them print it and everything. And usually it doesn't take this long. I submitted the design last week, and usually it takes 1 to 3 business days, and we are at 8 days now total.
Yeah.
And I had to submit like a ticket to them to be like, why hasn't this been approved yet? And usually, even if there's an issue with the approval process, like maybe there's like low resolution or something like that, usually they'll message you and tell you so it can be corrected. Yeah. But I've heard nothing. It's just sitting there in limbo saying, awaiting approval. So I don't know what's going on. I've never experienced this with him before, which is ironic because right before we started this live, I also got an order on Etsy for love stories. So I have to put in an order through Make Playing Cards to send it to this
Oh,
person
let's
who bought the
hope.
deck. And I'm like, oh God, please don't mess this up.
Yeah. Well, congrats on the sale. You deserve it. I love that deck. That's
No,
a fun one.
that part is great. I just hope that they don't screw it.
Well, hopefully, but yeah. Ugh. Okay, we are putting it out there that it's
Yes,
gonna go
for
through.
sure.
But we talked about how like that kind of like what you've been experiencing is like probably not only Mercury retrograde, but it's so Saturn and Aries because
I
you
know.
want to Aries wants to forge forward, and then Saturn's like, not yet, not yet, slow down.
I just want to know why. I'm like, what are we waiting for? Especially considering I've done my job. I did my part. It's not like I have not been sitting around waiting for the signs. I've been doing the work.
You've been doing your part, girl.
Right. So
You've
that's
been
why I'm
taking that
like,
structured action, right?
what are
So
we waiting for here? And that's not the only thing I'm waiting for too. I'm in triple digits of waiting rooms. So one is a biological physical thing. One is the deck, and the other one is the last one is the one I'm the least worried about because like I know it's going to be fine. We just have to connect at the right time, but it's a music business thing that I'm waiting on, which is normal. And I remember back in the early days when I first started with music.
yes.
Will you please stop? That would be Tinkerbell, you guys.
That was so cute.
That's literally, I'm not kidding. That's literally the noise that she makes. Like if I come home from the grocery store and I have to run back out to the car to go get more groceries, she gets so mad at me. That's what I hear.
Where are you going?
I know.
You just got here.
She's literally crying at me, Mommy, where are you going? So yeah, so she gets very mad at me when I do that. Where are you? I hear you. Where'd you go? You want me to put your brother down? I'll just put him down with her. That may be helpful. So here
Hi,
here
Shadow.
it is. Here. You miss him? Did you want your brother? Or no, you want me? Okay. All right, we're switching.
There we go.
We're switching. Now we have Tinkerbell here. So, which reminds me, I can show you her shirt now.
Yes.
She's ready for the woo woo as well.
She's got her little potion with the moon and the stars. She's beautiful. Yes, I have a celestial shirt on today too. With the sun and the moon. What does it say? La Luna.
Oh, there we go. And she's got the moon in her little spell jar. So, are you okay now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got so upset. Oh, we're such a princess. I lost track of where we were at.
Well, we were talking about like Saturn and Aries and how you've taken that structured action.
Yeah.
And how it's just we gotta wait.
That's what I remembered with the music industry thing. In the early days of the music industry, when I first started there, one of the very first producers I worked with, he told me this, and I'll never forget it because it's so true. And it's an ongoing thing. The music business is the business of hurry up and wait.
Yep.
And it very much is.
You know that. Absolutely.
Yes. I feel like the entertainment industry as a whole is like that. But even like the older I get and the more I experience different things in life, life is like that, period.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what keeps you grounded, and when you can't see through the fog, the uncertainty, what helps you? Like
Dutch Brothers helps me.
Yeah. Yes, a nice drink that you like. That's very grounding, actually.
No,
very
it is. Grounding. The little things like that, you know. But I would say focusing on what I can do as opposed to what I can't do, because obviously those other 3 situations I am in the waiting room on right now, there's not much I can do.
Yes.
There's not much I can do, but there are plenty of other things on my never-ending list of things to do that I can do. Like, obviously, sitting here right now, doing this podcast, um, that is definitely one thing to do. Um, Even though deck number 12 is stuck in the queue right now, deck number 13 is currently being worked on right now. Um, I mean, it's nowhere near ready to go to be put into production or anything, but I'm working on it. It's in Canva. It's in the process. So I can do that. Um, I'm working on 2 different songs. So the one that I have to wait on, I can't do anything about, but the other one that I can work on, I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I just occupy myself with the other things that I have control with, that I can do something about. Maybe even just take a break, spend some time with some puppies, go
Mm.
outside in nature. Like it's been beautiful here. It's been weirdly beautiful. It hit like 70 degrees yesterday.
That's perfect. Yeah. Wow.
We have
Yeah.
we're not having winter here.
We just had a big snowfall today, so the roads were
Wow.
bad. Like,
Oh
yeah, the
my
roads were not good
gosh.
today.
That's
Yeah,
so
but
the
that
opposite.
it is the opposite. But you know what? We're coming out of that winter
Hmm.
soon. Like, let's hope.
I hope
Yeah, I find
so.
the same thing as you, Heather. Staying grounded. I find having a good morning routine, like a good way of
Yeah.
welcoming the day, right? And I learned about myself is I need to slowly wake up. I can't just jump out of bed. I need to like lay for a
Mhm.
few minutes. I need to stretch. I do a little meditation, drink some water,
I
and
have
then
several alarms
yes.
before.
Oh, Philip, he will look over and at night I have to sneak setting my alarms because he'll look over and he'll be like, why do you have 30 of them set? And I'm like,
Yes.
because
Yes.
can't I can't wake up. Like it's just I
Oh,
need
that is
snooze
so
time.
me.
But I've learned that about myself, right? It's and that morning routine sets me right. And I can control the rest. I mean, that's what I can control is how I enter the day. And it makes I have to wake up earlier sometimes because of it, but it
Yeah.
really gets
Yeah.
me off going and do it. I love learning. That's where I found solace, even when I wasn't sure where I was supposed to go with my career, with my purpose, as a lot of people don't. We talked about that last week. Um,
Yeah.
but doing things I could, like learning about tarot, learning about astrology, consuming positive spiritual content, creating spiritual content helps to keep me grounded. Even if it wasn't going to go viral, even if it wasn't like,
Yeah.
it
It
was
doesn't
still
have to be with the intention to go viral. I mean, that's always nice, but even impacting just one person's life makes a huge difference.
making them smile. Like, and if a person comments, like they take the time out of their day. And I love it because, you know, my readings, you watch every single one. Thank you. I watch every single one of yours. And I love when people like I always tell them, "Hey, leave me this in the comments." And when I see that in the comments, I'm like, "Oh, like it means the world."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's listening
Yeah.
for
So,
sure.
no, exactly. And I don't think you have to always know where you're going. You don't, right? And oftentimes
No, no.
but you can control what you can control, right? Um and life is the delicate beautiful dance between practical action and
Yeah.
allowing things to come to you and
I feel like we shouldn't, obviously, we shouldn't allow our lives be 100% be dictated by signs and synchronicities. If anything, I feel like we should look at them as more like guideposts.
that's what I think too.
It's,
It's like a
yeah.
wink. It's like a wink from the
Yeah.
universe. Yeah.
It's a little pin on the map,
Hmm.
basically. It's not the final destination necessarily. It's not going to make things happen for you or do it for you, but it is that little wink to let you know, like, hey, you're on the right track, or hey, this is the direction you should go in. But you're the one driving the car. You still have to accelerate, control the wheel, all those things. So it,
Yeah.
it goes hand in hand.
It really does. Yeah. And yeah, like we said, there's nothing wrong with enjoying those signs or pointing them out. I have to kind of stop myself sometimes because I'll notice them everywhere, and it's exhausting. Like people can't keep up with it, right? Like if they're not looking, right? So I've had to learn to be like, okay, like I see you, but I don't need to like
Yeah.
focus on it, right?
Yes.
So, but I do think that they are a nice checkpoint and they're a nice little
Definitely.
wink from the universe.
I feel like if anything, and this is definitely, I feel like it's a testament to my growth. Like once upon a time, if I would be bombarded with signs and synchronicities, I would be like, "Oh, this definitely means blah 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 is gonna happen, and blah blah blah. And I don't have to do anything, and blah 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 blah." But now it's like I still have those moments and times where I may be bombarded by something for a period of time. But now I look at it as like, okay, I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to keep doing what I know I need to do. And if whatever it is you're going berserk over, what the signs and synchronicities is supposed to step and play and be a part of this, it'll do its thing.
No, I'm with you. And I think it takes, like we said, like it's newly awakened people, it takes time to kind
Yeah.
of settle into your new way of looking at the world. So if you're still like at that stage of like finding things, but my biggest advice, if I could go back to me at the beginning of my awakening, is to ground, like roots growing out of your feet. Like take a moment each day to ground yourself, whatever that means to you. If it means going outside barefoot in the grass when it's not snowing out, right? If it means putting your feet on the ground when you wake up in the morning and just taking a few deep breaths, right? But stay grounded.
Yes,
That'd be my biggest
definitely.
advice.
Yeah, just take it one day at a time. Go slow.
Mhm.
And even if you still don't understand and you don't know and you're still just trying to figure it out because you are newly awakened, that's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay to live in the unknown. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It kind of goes back to that analogy I made earlier at the beginning of this conversation. It's like newly awakened are they're like the babies, it's that Aries energy. It's cute, it's adorable, it's a baby, but they're not fully grown, they're still spitting up over themselves and everything. That's okay, it's okay, that's all right. Spit
Yeah,
up.
honor the stage that you're in. Honor where you're
Yes.
at. In that onion, where in that onion that you've talked about how awakening is like an onion, right? And
Mm-hmm.
where on that spiral staircase are you? And like that's okay. It's what we're always hoping to do is grow and evolve and to learn. That's what we came here to do. To
Yeah,
learn,
it's
right?
it's never ending. I mean, yeah, just as long as you're open and receptive to it. There are some people who are, you know 79, almost 80 years old come June, and they still don't learn anything.
Yeah.
Don't know who that could
No,
be.
no, I don't know either. But wow, what a beautiful topic. That was
Mhm.
like I thought that was so I think that's valuable because a lot of people angel numbers are a huge discussion. And synchronicities are a big discussion as well. And I think they do
Yes.
play a role. It's just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
perfect.
So, yeah. Any other thoughts on our discussion of the day?
No,
Can
I
I put you
think
down, honey? Are you
I
okay now?
I guess I just feel like it's my closing kind of thing is um you'll know when you're in alignment. You'll
Yes.
know that flow state you'll enter. Remember, aligned action is like that anchored kind of power, and it feels energizing to be there. If you're forcing something, it can feel kind of restrictive and like you're doing it for someone else or you feel like you have to, right? So
Yes.
make sure you're doing things that light you up and you enjoy. But if you're facing resistance, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to happen. It just might
Right.
not be right away.
Take your
So
time.
take your time. Yeah, take
Everything
your
comes
time.
in seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So today's no can be tomorrow's yes.
One that energy is always changing and we have free
Exactly.
will.
Can't say how many times I've had to say that one during readings. It's like, just
Yeah.
remember, today's no can be tomorrow's yes. All right. So, with that being said, this is typically the portion where we would close things out in our audio only podcast portion on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and all that. But if you're still here with us on YouTube, this is the fun portion for you guys. Because now we are opening up the dance floor.
Yes. Opening the dance floor. Yes.
And we're arguing about it too. I'm going to put here in the chat. Can you guys let me talk? I swear they're going to take over this show one day. So I'm going to put here in the chat a link for the cover charge if you're interested in getting a reading from me and Kelsey. It is $20. And for $20, you get input and feedback from both of us. And you get your own little personal reading right here on YouTube with us. So if you're interested in that, dance floor is open. Cover charge is 20.
Yeah.
Link is in the chat. And it should also be, let me double check, but it should be in the description of this video as well. Yes, it is. It's in both places. So dance floor is open.
Dance floor is open.
Yes. And I'm going to mark things with a timestamp once again because, you know, it's good to remember these things.
Mm-hmm.
So we have those chapters open and available. So yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's a great idea. People will want to skip around.
Yes, like I said, you know, some people may come for the astrology, others the spiritual conversation. If someone does decide that they want to get a reading, maybe they'll want to come back and see what we said because maybe they forgot and they were like, wait a minute, what did Kelsey say about this? I need to go back and rewatch that. So yeah. So feel free, you guys. Dance floor is open. Yeah. Otherwise, there we go. So exciting. Yes. So in the meantime, while we wait to see if anyone is interested in a reading, let's see. Now I'm just trying to figure out what we should talk about in the meantime. I'm like, what do you think, Tinkerbell?
What do you think?
She's comfy in her bed now. So there we go. But yes, we're not going to leave the dance floor open forever, you guys. So
No,
we're just
probably like a couple minutes here, but that's okay.
If like 5 minutes, we'll leave things open. If someone pops in, they want to order a reading, that's all good. And I know before we were doing free readings, but once again, you guys, this is what we do for a living. This is our business. You know, this is what we each do. And yeah, like we have bills to pay too.
Well, and it's a beautiful energy exchange, right?
Yes.
And that's the purpose of getting paid for readings. It's I don't know about you, Heather, but when I was practicing giving readings, like last 5 years, giving them for free energized me. Now I actually get drained if I don't have some sort of exchange. It's like spirit kind of switched that over for me. They're like, you're done practicing. It's time to exchange that energy, right? So that's all it is. It's an energy exchange.
The energy exchange, I feel like, was there before when you were practicing, but what you were receiving from that was experience and knowledge and confidence in your abilities, basically.
Yes, I agree. It's like the learning. And then it's kind of stopped. It kind of stopped doing that because I'd already reached a level of understanding.
Yeah.
And so spirit was like, "Ooh, no, And so anytime I was giving free readings, I was getting so drained.
It's
So
time for an exchange, basically.
yeah.
So yeah, that
Hmm.
makes sense. And it's funny because it's just like, there's this perception that's out there where it's just like, oh, well, shouldn't you be giving people readings for free because um, you should just want to help people. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, I do want to help people. This has nothing to do with me not wanting to help people, but I also want to keep the lights on. you
And it's a
know?
service. Like you pay for a service. Like you pay for someone to do your
Exactly.
hair. You pay for a massage appointment. You pay like all the groceries. You go and, like you don't get them for free,
Such
right?
an
So
old-fashioned term.
groceries. I went today to find groceries.
Yes, I'm going to get in my horse and buggy on Friday to do that.
Yes. You old fashioned lady.
I know. So old-fashioned. Who does that anymore?
But
Ah,
no, I agree. I think it's important that we have that exchange. And to be honest, our gift to all of you is this podcast. Like it's our
yes,
energy.
because this is 100% for free.
Mhm.
And the chat is always open. So even if you don't want to get a reading, but maybe you have a question on some astrological transit, or a question about number synchronicities, or the spiritual topic that we're talking about, whatever it is, we're more than open to having those discussions with you guys here. That's completely for free. But when it comes to personal readings, with like personal things going on in your own life, that is where paid readings come in. And at $20, that's pretty cheap by
Well, you're
standard, especially
getting
for
two
two people.
perspectives.
Yeah, for two people, that's $10 per person, basically. And then, of course, if there's something going on in your life where maybe you want to dive in deeper, or you don't want to have it on like a YouTube replay for everyone to see, there's always the option to go to shadowandshine.com and book with either myself or Kelsey with something that's more personal, one-on-one, without like a whole audience
Yeah,
on the
because it can be
internet.
hard. Well, and sometimes I'm sure this has happened to you, Heather, where spirit gives you something and it's almost deeper than you want to get into the podcast. Like you don't want to
Right.
do it on a public platform. It's almost like that exchange
It's
needs
too
to be private.
personal.
It needs to be
Yeah.
private sometimes. And
Yeah.
we have different levels and tiers of offerings. So like we have a one card pull, like I think we both have one, right? And
Yeah.
I give a
Yeah.
voice note and I'm very generous with my voice note. So
There's image readings,
yeah.
there's YouTube readings, but they're unlisted.
Mhm.
Um, and there's Zoom readings. So if you
Yes.
want to talk to us like in real time, there's that option too. So
Yeah. Well,
just a couple more minutes here. We'll leave the dance floor open, but I think we're going to close it in just a couple minutes here.
I think so
Um,
too. We
mhm.
we can regroup and chat.
But at least everyone kind of knows what's going on with the readings and how they work. And not only that, but if you don't even want a reading, but you want one of my oracle decks, those are available too. um
Yes.
I just hope that my printer makeplayingcards.com works with me, because that's been a little frustrating. So I've been having conversations with Chat GPT about other options of who to print through, and it's just, oh, it's so complicated. So
Mm.
mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
Shadow, it is complicated. I need like my own special little, maybe that's something I should look into, is like look into like a physical printer I could bring into my home.
That's what I was thinking because
I'm
I'm
like,
designing
I
my
didn't
own
even I
decks.
didn't even think of that. I just kept thinking about like, oh, I just need to upload it to such and such company. I don't know. That's a whole process. That's a whole conversation I have to have with Chat GPT another time.
Well, it's an investment up front, but it would be lower
Yeah.
cost for everyone in the long run, right?
Oh
Like,
God. And I wouldn't have to worry about like, are you gonna approve my deck or what?
yeah, yeah, I 1000%.
hmm
Yup. Because I've been
For
thinking about it
sure.
too. As I've been designing decks as well, I'm like, can I like do this myself? Like, let's let's see, right? I've been doing
Yeah,
research,
it would be
so
nice. It would be nice to be able to do that. So, I mean, there's some things, there's pros and cons to it. Like, I really like the linen material
mhm.
that my decks are. And I'm like, I don't know how, like, I'd have to find specific paper or something that's like that. I don't even know where I would find that. Amazon? I don't know.
Probably.
But I'd have to like research that, like the quality paper. And then a lot of my decks also come in tins.
Mhm.
And like I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to print a tin. I could print paper, but I couldn't print a tin.
Yeah.
So that part I would probably have to say goodbye to. But I don't know. We'll see. All in due time. We'll see what Saturn's up to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
So
time to revisit how you do things, right? So
always.
always.
Always revisiting processes. So I am looking at the clock right now and it is 4:44 Mountain
That's what
Standard Time.
I saw that. So maybe a
Yes.
good time to close out.
Yes, I do feel it's a good time to close out. I was like, oh, 4:44. I think it's a good time to close out. But we will be back, of course, next week, you guys, with a brand new spiritual topic and the upcoming astrology that you need to know, a new card pull for you guys. And if you are interested in a personal reading, will be available for that too on the next live. And even if you want to book with us between now and then, that's always an option too. So, otherwise, we appreciate you guys hanging out here with us today. And yeah, anything else to add, Kelsey?
No, I think you got it all. We appreciate you. And honestly, when you contribute, you shape this podcast. So thank you
Yes.
for being here.
Thank you guys. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.